just make sure you
Hey,
do it next
bro,
time.
I had this with a friend. I was like, hey, bro, why haven't you talked to me for a while? But we were having cigars. Like I
Yeah.
waited to have cigars with him. And then I asked him and he's like, well, this, or this. And then I was like, bro, it's cool. Like you should have just said something to me. And he's like, I know I should have. And then we were done. Like it's really
It's
easy.
easy. And that's the other thing. I think sometimes we work up so much stuff in our heads and we have no idea that like everyone else is experiencing all this shit too in their lives. We have no
Yes.
idea what's really going on in everyone's lives. So to not really take anything personal. So I always like look at it as like, what is the energy I want to put into something? What do I want to create? And then what do I want to deliver out? And I think that's really where grace comes in too, because I can give grace to myself because I'm going through something. And like yesterday, I had a total panic attack and I had a bad day, like I'm going to give myself grace that I didn't accomplish as much as I needed to do or perceived needed to do.
And you didn't kill anyone, hopefully. So
No,
that's great.
but also like it's not up to me to, it's up to me to control not taking that on someone else, my bad day, And so I always like really look at it as like, if you can just deliver something and say like, hey, this kind of hurt my feelings or whatever it is, but also giving someone grace to know I have no idea what's going on in that person's life, that they maybe had no clue that they said something in that way to me, So I always kind of just
I think, and I don't want to get too off on topic on this, but I don't want to get angry, because dudes get angry, women like cry and get hurt, that type of thing. So usually I would say 99.9% of the time it's gone really well. Like all the worrying that I had and all the bullshit about how I'm going to say it, or is this going to go down this way? Usually majority of the time it turns out great and it makes our friendship better. Hey bro, like, I want you to know I really value us and I value us enough where I want to have this conversation with you, and I don't want you to feel uncomfortable, and most of the times guys can make jokes too. It's like, well, for there for a while, you sounded like my wife or you sounded like, so guys kind of like are sarcastic about it too. And then make up, and guys can make up really quickly, or if they just don't like each other, life is done.
So when we work on ourselves, like we're a reflection of like what we want to be to the outside world. And that's the change that is really going to be impactful within our relationships, within our friends. What's going to change the world starts with us first and how we behave. And so for journaling for me is so important because it really keeps me grounded into what are we working towards? Like, who does Cassie Conway want to be today? Like, who am I? Like, who do I want to work towards? Why am I creating this? Because it's really easy to lose our purpose, It's really easy to get distracted by life and all this bullshit and stupid things that don't matter, instead of just being like, I love you. Like, even if someone doesn't talk to me for a really long time, I'm like, I love you still. There's nothing wrong with that. Like, like everyone's busy, everyone's doing their own stuff. And it's like, who do I want to be? Because that's how I want someone to treat me as well. So I always think like change starts with us first, and like having an active journaling, meditative process to be clear on our intentions and our goals and who we want to be and what our purpose is. And just having a really strong why, like, why are we waking up every day? And like, who are we going to be?